About 6 o'clock. I asked my wife, aren't you going to?
7?
Close enough.
No, it's got to be exact.
Exact, okay.
Everybody for attending our city council meeting. I will call the meeting to order right now. Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, please call roll.
Councilwoman Barlow.
Here.
Councilman Brown.
Here.
Councilman Gardner.
Here.
Councilman Jensen.
Here. Mayor, I move that we amend the agenda and add an executive session pursuant to provisions of Idaho Code 74206 subsection 1B to the agenda.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please call roll.
Councilwoman Barlow.
Yes.
Councilman Brown.
Yes.
Councilman Gardner.
Yes.
Councilman Jensen.
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on to the consent agenda.
I move we approve the consent agenda as outlined.
I second that.
All in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Madam Clerk, please do the honors.
It's time to swear in Mayor-elect Scott STUFFLEBEAM. Okay, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I say your
I-
name.
Scott Stufflebeam,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Idaho,
and the Constitution of the State of Idaho,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of mayor
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of mayor
of the city of Blackfoot
of the city of Blackfoot
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
You have to sign.
Oh, I have to sign
Yeah.
first. Have to be official.
Yes.
Am I signing?
This.
Okay.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I'm not one to stand on ceremony, but I thank everybody who serves the city of Blackfoot. I appreciate that Commission Chair Whitney Manwaring is here tonight to observe this, maybe to make sure I am actually going to walk out the door. But I appreciate everybody's support, and I know I'll be seeing you in the near future.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, right.
My wife Marilyn and my daughter Tiffany are here. I know my wife is anxious to see this, so you two want to follow me. I've got a little more packing.
We'll help.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now for Councilman Gardner and Councilman Jensen. Okay, just repeat out after me and state your name. I
Lane Skip Gardner,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Idaho,
and the Constitution of the State of Idaho,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of councilman
and
that I will faithfully discharge the duties of councilman
of the City of Blackfoot according to the best of my ability.
of the City of Blackfoot according to the best of my ability.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
All right.
Welcome back.
Now, we need to elect the council president.
Okay. As existing council president, I will open this for nominations for a council president for the next 2 years. Do we hear any nominations?
I nominate Debbie as our council president for this coming term.
I'll second that.
Okay.
Figured you might.
Okay. Any further comments?
Arguably
Okay.
wonderful at it.
Yes.
I'll do whatever I need to do.
Okay. All those in favor? Say, do we need to do a roll call on that?
I think a roll call vote.
Okay.
That one.
Would you please do the roll call vote?
Councilwoman Barlow,
Yes.
Councilman Brown,
Yes.
Councilman Gardner,
Yes.
Councilman Jensen.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thanks. I think.
Both of you.
Anything else? Julie, can we go ahead?
Go ahead.
Okay. Let's have the city administrator, CFO GRAHM Anderson, give us the treasury report.
Mayor, council, good to be with you this evening. Paper you have in front of you is the monthly treasurer's report for today's date, January 6, 2026. The month that we're looking at for reconciliation is the month of November. As of November 30th, 2026, 17% of fiscal year 26 has elapsed. So as we look through that first table and go through there, that shows our expended year-to-date percentages. And we want to be targeting at 17%. So general fund overall, which is admin, police, and fire, we're at 16.6%. So we're on target. Ambulance, we're at 17.3%. So on target. Streets, we're at 24.4%. The big difference there is that the first year we took delivery on our snow removal equipment, which is coming real handy because we haven't got any snow.
Scared of all this.
We did get that at the first of the year, so that's what bumped that.
That's
one
why
up.
that's,
That's fine.
So
why we have rain.
Still got the fresh paint.
Airport's at 4.8%, cemetery at 14.2%, library at 12.5%. Parks and Rec as a whole is 24.5, which is the parks and the golf. The parks is up due to the Twin Bridges Landing project, which finished up and we received the funding from Bureau to offset those expenses. But the invoices as they came in after October 1st, so it ran into the new year. Same with the golf course, it bumped up because we took receipt on the robotic mowers that were approved, and so our first lease payment was due for those. And so that's an annual payment, so everything will start to level as we go throughout the rest of the year. Water is at 7.9%, wastewater treatment plant at 15.7%, and sanitation at 16.9%. Any questions that I can answer for council on the expenses for this month? Okay. All right, as you move down and look at the investment and bank accounts, so our Morton investments, we closed the month at 3.6 million. The LGIP closed at 13 million. The diversified bond fund at 3.1 million, and the Zion sweep account closed at 9.2 million, with the checking account closing at $452.03. Any questions on the bank or investment accounts?
So I have a question.
Yeah.
That 452 feels a little low. What's the low threshold that you let it get down to?
So it will, because it's set up as a sweep account. So we have a maximum threshold that stays in the checking account of 7,500. And the purpose for that is so that we maximize our interest on the sweep account. So the checking account will dip and it will close out at the end of the day, but it will sweep all that over from the Zion sweep account.
Okay.
So it offsets it. It's never negative because the account is really tied to the savings account. But savings accounts, you're only allowed 6 withdrawals a
Right.
month. And so you use the checking account to do all of your transactions. So that's why it's low. But there's no minimum that stays in there because it gets all swept and brought up to the 7,500. This is just a delay in timing from when it closed out on the end of the month to the next day.
Okay, thank you.
So, yep. All right, good questions. Moving to calendar. So we'll look through the 3-month outlook. January, we are meeting with the auditor on the 21st. That's our scheduled audit date. So I will be in contact with Quest CPAs and we'll work through that process. It usually takes a week and a half or so. They were really good last year. This is the first time we used them was last year. So if everything goes the same, we should move through it in pretty quick. And the goal is to propose or to present the FY25 audit in February's council meeting. So as long as we stick to our schedule, everything should be on target for that. As you move to February, we have it listed that we'll present the FY25 audit, and then I'll begin preparing budget worksheets, and I'll get those sent out to the departments for the FY27 budget. So they'll start working through those and put those together, and we'll start prepping for March, which is when we will begin round 1 of our budget meetings. And that's kind of our initial kickoff where we meet with all the departments, kind of see what their projected projects are going to be for the upcoming year and kind of look at what we need to address in different departments. So any questions on the next 3 months in the calendar? Okay. Moving down, just to recap on some of the updates on projects. ARPA project, we've expensed all the funds. The main closeout on that is just installing the radios that are going on all the meters, just so that we can get the radio reads. It's a little slow process, but we've had good luck with good weather. It's not been cold and freezing, so they've been able to work on those and keep churning through. I don't have an exact amount of what they have left from Princeton, but they've been making progress on those. It's a lot to install. We had over 4,000 to install, so to get them whittled down that much is pretty good. Moving on to Meridian Highway 91. We are working with the engineering firm, which is HLE and ITD, on starting the right-of-way acquisition talks with property owners to make sure that we're having those conversations and getting those things lined out. Nothing's really moved or updated on that. Things kind of delayed and took a hiatus through the holidays. So we'll see that pick back up this month. East Airport Road, we're working on project closeout. That project's finished up. All of the sidewalks that we got completed last year on East Airport. It was from right there where the open field is of the Cooper property to about Chaparro, as far as we were able to get with the funding available. West Bridge Street Bridge, we are starting final design of that bridge project, and we will have a final design kickoff meeting with JUB engineering firm later this month. And so we'll be moving through that. Pendlebury, just the big update there. We talked about it last month, but we did get the go-ahead from the state to use civil sciences surveyor team to identify and determine where all the property boundaries were for the state property. That's been done and completed. The state's signed off that they're okay with it. And now we're just moving through the right-of-way pieces with the individual properties that go all the way down Pendlebury Lane. So we've got all those descriptions done, and we're moving forward with the project. We should see final design from the engineers probably middle of next week. And once that final design is approved through the city, then we will be ready to move and start going out for bid. So
Cool.
Nice.
it's good to have that project moving along. Downtown revitalization is completed. The closeout is just finishing up paperwork with the Department of Commerce. So it's really just some final paperwork that we're waiting on them. We've already requested the final reimbursements. They've already paid it out. It's just paperwork and closeout. Well number 14, Denning well drilling was given the notice to proceed. We met with them prior to the holidays and got everything signed, and they, pending weather stays with us, their goal is to start drilling that well on the 12th of January. So as long as the weather holds out and everything stays good, they'll get that, and it's probably about between a 20 to 25 day process for them to punch that well. And then from there, it's building the infrastructure, the well house, and all the components that go into that. So that project's moving along really well. And then Twin Bridges Landing, we completed that first phase. We talked about we'll have that ribbon cutting in the spring when the weather gets a little better. We've already been working with JUB on the next phases of that project and kind of getting a design and working with a landscape engineer to get that kind of hammered out so that we can go after funding with the Idaho Department of Parks and Rec and utilize some of the other funds that are available through Bureau. So good movement on projects. Some of it slowed down a little bit because of the holidays, but we'll see it pick back up as we get back and rolling. Any questions on any of the projects that we talked about tonight? Okay, that's all I have for you this evening. Thank you.
Thanks, Graham.
Thank you. Okay, we'll move on with the agenda. We will have our city attorney. Yes, my family may be excused. Thank you for coming.
This is a hip happening place to be on a Tuesday night. Come on. I can't believe they don't want to stay.
I can't.
It's exciting.
It's just where everybody wants to be.
They're hungry. Let's be honest.
That's good stuff.
Food or city council?
I know probably which way I'd go.
We almost lost half the group.
We could even it out. No.
All right, the next item on the agenda is the resolution to approve the PFAS testing. Mr. Sandow, would you like to give us the
The rundown?
rundown?
Sure. So here about a month and a half ago, we got contacted by a national law firm and a Boise law firm that are involved in a class action lawsuit against a couple of different companies that deal with the products that have these PFAs. PFA is a polyfluoroalkyl substance. It's basically a chemical that comes out of Teflon type surfaces or substances and things of that nature. And some cities around the country have had some problems with that getting into their water systems through some of the piping or different materials they've used when they've done that. The city has tested that several times in the past, and it's always been negative. So we don't, Princeton, the water superintendent, does not believe we have a problem. But because of this class action lawsuit pending, these firms have contacted us, say they'll come in and test for free, see whether or not the city has any problem with those substances occurring in the water. And if we do, then we get included in the class action lawsuit, and they have their formulas and stuff to deal with whatever damages we may have so that those things can be remedied. So the thrust of it is there's no cost to the city. They'll come in and do it. But then it's a standard contingency fee type agreement that if we do have damages and they pursue those, then they would keep a third of it plus any costs they incur. And that's a fairly standard deal, but there's no cost to the city if it comes back negative or positive either way. But the water department was intrigued with it because then we would know. There'll be another round of independent testing to know whether we have an issue or not. They don't suspect it, but this is a free way to get it taken care of. So anyway, with that background, the resolution that they asked to be passed basically would be giving Mayor STUFFLEBEAM the authority to enter into the legal services agreement, which is basically that 1/3 split that I mentioned before, plus costs. So the resolution number would be
432.
432, and this is this is their resolution, but I did modify it to apply to us. It's a resolution of the city of Blackfoot authorizing the execution of the legal services agreement related to the AFF product liability litigation. Whereas the city of Blackfoot is committed to delivering clean water to its customers. Whereas the city is also committed to identifying parties responsible for increasing the cost of water treatment and system maintenance and taking reasonable steps to avoid passing on those costs to its consumers. Whereas Stagg Louise LLC and Hilty Bauer Haas and Cyril have put together a team of uniquely qualified and experienced attorneys who have joined together to assist public entities facing the challenges posed by potential per and polyfluoroalkyl substances, PFAS. And whereas the firm is comprised of experienced attorneys in both the PFAS litigation and in the representation of public entities and water suppliers in cases involving cost recovery related to remediation of water contamination. And whereas the city council has determined it is to be in the best interest of the city to enter into the legal services agreement with the firm and pursue any settlement and other legal damage claims it may have related to the PFAS in a bunch of things I can't pronounce. So now therefore be it resolved by the city council that the mayor of the city of Blackfoot is hereby authorized to execute the legal services agreement with the firm based upon the terms and conditions set forth herein in a manner substantially similar to the agreement attached hereto. Passed by the city council of the city of Blackfoot, Idaho, the 6th day of January, 2026.
Okay, I would move we approve resolution number 432 as presented and waive all further readings.
Second.
Any discussion?
No.
Okay, we'll have a roll call vote then.
Councilwoman Barlow.
Yes.
Councilman Brown.
Yes.
Councilman Gardner.
Yes.
Councilman Jensen.
Yes.
Okay, resolution is passed. Let's go on to the next item. Ordinance Amendment Title 9, Chapter 5, Sanitation Service System. And Mr. Murphy.
Good evening, council. This sanitation ordinance is just cleaning up some of the language in the ordinance to make it reflect what we have available in the sanitation system as far as containers for services, and to clean up some wording for allowing no animal carcasses in the garbage, because our trash truck drivers do have to get in the back of the trucks and clean it out. So,
Ugh. Yuck. Thanks.
so
And I believe that your packets had the changes, right? The highlighted changes.
Yes.
Lot of
Okay.
changes.
Yeah.
I thought it did. So the proposed ordinance number would be
2284.
2284, very simple ordinance. Ordinance of the city of Blackfoot, Idaho, amending Title 9, Chapter 5 regarding regulations related to city sanitation services and providing for the effective date of said change. Be it ordained by the mayor and the city council of the city of Blackfoot, Idaho as follows. Section 1, Title 9, Chapter 5 shall be amended pursuant to the proposal attached here to as Exhibit A. Section 2, that the effective date of this ordinance shall be after passage and publication as provided by law and passed and approved by the mayor and city council the 6th day of January 2026. We just need a motion to approve that and waive all required readings.
I'd actually like to talk about something though.
Okay, sorry.
On number 6, it says it prohibits all dead animal remains. And I gotta tell you, in the last 2 months of my life, I've put 3 dead animals in the garbage can. I've had a guinea pig die and 2 chickens. So my guinea pig was 2 pounds, but I did just throw him in the garbage. Don't tell my students. But
I'm sure they're all watching tonight.
one of them is out there. Honor, don't tell the others. But anyway, but I do think that we do need a provision in there. Like, I support not having the animal carcasses if broken down. But the amount exceeding 10 pounds, you know, if I walk outside and a raccoon has beheaded one of my chickens, I'd tie it up in a garbage bag and throw it in the garbage. I don't want to have to bear, in order to be, now, I talked to Superintendent Murphy about this, and he says, I know that we're going to have small animals in there. We're going to have gerbils. We're going to have, but I want it to be legal. I'm a rule follower, and if you tell me it's not legal to throw my chicken in the garbage, I'm going to grumble and moan and not throw my chicken in the garbage. And so I'd like to be able to do that still. And I'd like for people to be able to do that and still be law-abiding citizens. I totally support not the carcasses. Like, that's ridiculous, have them having to deal with that. But if I walk into school and I've got a dead guinea pig, I don't want to have a burial. You know what I mean?
We got to think about it. If you're getting ready to prepare dinner
Mm-hmm.
and you bring some chicken out and you realize that chicken has gone bad.
Yeah.
Is that considered dead animal carcass?
No, because it's been processed.
What if I have like a roast chicken, right? Like a chicken that I'm going to roast and hasn't been roasted yet. That is no different than a gutted carcass. And if I have the giblets with it, that's basically a plucked carcass. I don't see the difference.
Is there any reference to processed in this ordinance?
No,
Distinguish the two?
we were just eliminating the animals from the ordinance. Before there was, it stated in the ordinance that anything, there was some carcasses were allowed,
Right.
processing deer carcasses and stuff, but we've had instances where residents in the city are filling their trash can full of deer carcasses and stuff, and our trash truck sanitation drivers have to get in the back of the truck and they have to clean that out. So there's,
Like, and I totally support prohibiting that. Like, because the original ordinance says dead animal remains an amount exceeding 10 pounds, excluding animal carcasses if broken down and placed into plastic waste bags and into a lidded, airtight, and watertight container. So I think if we just say dead animal remains
Less than 10 pounds.
less than 10 pounds are allowed.
Becomes a little problematic they'd have to weigh it, but I mean, it's gonna be pretty clear if it's a large animal. I mean, it's gonna be pretty clear.
I mean, I'm not going to tell you I'm not going to weigh my rooster if I have to
Well, right, yeah,
take out a rooster, but
but I mean,
totally took out 2 roosters last week and I did not weigh them. But you have a general idea.
less than 10 pounds might be a good place to start.
the main reason for this is the processing of deer and elk and different things like that. So,
Do you want to specifically state that?
Well, you're gonna have to state some,
Right.
because I think it's gonna be problematic to, process versus unprocessed. I think it'll be more difficult to know. But I think the volume, a weight volume is gonna be pretty, I mean, obviously if it's 12 pounds, nobody's gonna take it out and weigh it.
Mhm.
But if it's clearly a dead deer that's 300 pounds in there,
Or even I have a 70-pound dog.
yeah,
That would not be appropriate to put in the garbage can.
Right.
I know I've had a couple of raccoons ran over in my neighborhood and
They get tossed.
they get tossed.
Roadkill.
Yeah,
And they're more than 10 pounds, though.
some of them are.
Yeah.
I don't have to get a run over. Yeah, it's kind of negotiable.
And then they dry out.
Yeah,
I'm not weighing the dead raccoon.
Yeah.
neither am I.
what works from your perspective?
I think less than 10 pounds and
Period.
food waste. Animal food waste is allowed, and no,
Be careful with that one because again,
Could
venison,
we say that a deer is animal food waste?
How about
yeah,
we
but
say 10
if you
pounds,
less than 10 pounds,
yes.
Yeah.
less than 10 pounds.
Right.
I think that's,
I think that's a fair way to start.
Yeah. Okay, that's a valid point.
It sounds like there's a lot of death at my house, but I mean, it just happened to be in the last couple months. But we, we do get those raccoons too.
That's true.
So then the motion would be to approve ordinance 2284 as amended to being less than 10 pounds of animal waste and waive all required readings.
So moved.
I'll second that.
Okay, any discussion? All right, seeing none, let's have a roll call vote.
Councilwoman Barlow.
Yes.
Councilman Brown.
Yes.
Councilman Gardner.
Yes.
Councilman Jensen.
yes.
Okay, thank you. Next item on the agenda is board appointments. I do have a person I've talked to about to replacing me on the P and Z board. They they gotta have permission from their wife. Let's put it that way. So at this point, I don't have any to put on any appointments to be bring forth. Let's go ahead and go to the next item, which is planning and zoning. Mr. Allen, let's talk about the townhomes at Cromwell Division 1, Phase 2 Development Agreement Approval.
Good evening, council. This development agreement is just to wrap up the odds and ends of the townhomes at Cromwell development. If you look in the areas of special conditions, it just means that they'll clean up anything left over on the final punch list, comply with incomplete requirements of addendum A and B, which is water and sewer, complete the retention ponds, which are basically already completed and inspected by our wastewater treatment plant superintendent. And they're almost to the end of receiving all their COs. So this is just to tie up the development agreement on the second phase of that development, tie up any loose ends and complete that process and allow them to continue to receive certificates of occupancies.
Seems pretty easy. It's just tying up the loose ends and all the conditions are pretty well been met. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much. It's been a pretty good project to work with. They have a turnout for a bus, open area, and they're working on a permit for a swimming pool and clubhouse as well.
So how does the motion need to go?
So this would be just a motion to approve the development for phase 2 of townhomes on Cromwell.
Okay, I'll make that motion. Thank you.
I'll second that.
Okay, there's no need for a roll call, so we'll just have a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Nay.
Okay. Motion passes. Let's go on to the next item, which is the ordinance amendment Title 11, Chapter 6, Article A, Section 6.
Yeah, this code change is required because of the minimum lot sizes associated with high-density residential 1 and 2. The lot sizes on the schedule of uses is intended for at least a half acre and intended for subdivisions and planned unit developments. This extra code will allow a developer or property owner to apply for a conditional use permit where they are zoned in a HDR1 or a HDR2 and be able to develop that property for infill and still have to be required to meet LDR1 requirements. There's a few conditions to be met that's included in your packet in there for the applicant, but it would make it a conditional use permit, be reviewed by all the department heads and through planning and zoning to be approved and could be heard at a hearing as well. So it gives the applicant an opportunity to develop a property that wouldn't otherwise be undevelopable because of the lot size of HDR 1 and 2.
But the density wouldn't change?
The density would go to the regulations of LDR 1.
Okay.
If there's no other questions, I'll just read the ordinance real quick. Similar to the last one, just ordinance number 2285. Ordinance of the City of Blackfoot, Idaho, amending Title 11, Chapter 6, Article A, Section 6, regarding lot area reductions and providing for the effective date of said change. Be it ordained by the mayor and the city council of the City of Blackfoot, Idaho as follows. Section 1, the Title 11, Chapter 6, Article A, Section 6 shall be amended pursuant to the proposal attached here to as Exhibit A. Section 2, that the effective date of this ordinance shall be after passage and publication as provided by law. Passed and approved by the mayor and city council the 6th day of January 2026. No difference here would be also need to adopt the findings from P&Z and then approve ordinance 2285 and waive all required readings.
All right, I move that we approve ordinance 2285 as read, and I move that we waive all further readings and adopt the findings and facts from the planning and zoning as are written.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? Okay, we could have a roll call vote then.
Councilwoman Barlow,
Yes.
Councilman Brown,
Yes.
Councilman Gardner,
Yes.
Councilman Jensen.
Yes.
Okay. At this point, I'd like to have a motion to, you don't have anything else, right?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Travis.
To move into executive session.
Okay. I move that we move into executive session pursuant to provisions of Idaho Code 74206, subsection 1B, to consider the evaluation, dismissal, or disciplining of, or to hear complaints or charges brought against a public officer, employee, staff member, or individual agent or public school student.
I'll second that.
Okay, roll call vote, please.
Councilwoman Barlow,
Yes.
Councilman Brown,
Yes.
Councilman Gardner,
Yes.
Councilman Jensen.
Yes.
Okay. We will dismiss to the mayor's office. And if we could have Graham and Kathy please come in with us.
There are methods to the madness.
Oh, I know, but it's ridiculous methods.
I agree.
There are some of the things, the hoops are just.
Okay.
I'll make the motion, we move back into regular session.
I'll second that.
All those in favor? Oh, so we have a roll call. So let's have a roll call vote on that.
Okay, Councilwoman Barlow,
Yes.
Councilman Brown,
Yes.
Councilman Gardner,
Yes.
Councilman Jensen.
Yes.
Okay. I have no further business. Does anybody else have any business? Therefore, I need a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting.
Actually, you don't.
We don't
need
do
to.
that here.
You don't need a motion.
Well,
and a
I
second
know,
to adjourn.
it's
You can
different
just
from
adjourn.
planning and zoning. It threw me for a loop too. You can just end it whenever you want.
Oh, we're done.
We're
There we go.
You got it.
Thank you.
That
Decision
took
made.
me, there's a couple little things that are a little bit different. Yeah.
Yeah, we used to make the motion and close, but
Alright.
in looking at Robert's Rules of Order, once your agenda is done,
You're
the
done.
chair can just say, okay, we stand adjourned, and that's it.
Okay.
We don't have to.
So
No vote.
Friday, who's bringing the treats?